Hello there everybody and welcome to another episode of Tactic Tester here on FM Scout. Today I am showing you a tactic which I have been a huge advocate for already before it even came out on the FM Scout website. So, a couple of weeks ago I tested RyCassidy's Genie tactic, the 3-5-2, and to very good success. And I really put it over, to be fair. I really made sure that everyone realised it was a very good tactic, and a lot of you agreed with me. And then Ryan messaged me, because Ryan is always in my streams and everything, and if you want to see my streams for Youth to Gold, the link to my channel is down in the description, but he's also an FM member on the YouTube channel. He messaged me and said, I've got another tactic, which blows this one. This tactic blows this one out of the water. It really does. He sent it to me. I tested it on 3 different occasions, and the results were incredible. So I'm going to show you that tactic today. Now, this tactic is now on the FM Scout website. Sorry for everyone who has uploaded a tactic and hasn't got there. Stam, who does the uploads to the website, was off on holiday for a few weeks over the Christmas period, so he's just catching up now. So if you are wondering that you've put your tactic on the website and it hasn't arrived yet, he is going through them eventually. So just bear with for a while. If your tactic is ready and waiting for me to test it, please just be a little bit more patient. But the link to this tactic will be down in the description right at the top there if you wish to use it. I've been using it already on my stream save and on my Conquering Scandinavia save, and it's very bloody good. So let's have a look at it. So we find ourselves here on my Youth to Gold save, and the reason why is the first time I actually tested this tactic, I ended a stream on the 26th of September 2021 with my side, as you can see here, using this tactic. So that is how I used to have it. This was the old one that I shown you, the Genie one, and this was the tactic that I used quite often. But now, if I show you this one, the Phenom, this is the new tactic that Ryan has created. It is called the attacking 4-2-2 with a DM, the Phenom. The Phenom, dead man walking after the Undertaker, of course, for all you wrestling fans. It's a very simple tactic. 2 false 9s, which, believe me, I questioned as well, but it does work. They drop a little deeper, they come get the ball. It does work. Wingers slightly drop down from your usual up here. On attack as well, 2 deep line playmakers on support. The wing-backs on automatic, so whether you are set up as an attacking or defensive mentality, they will go with that. And 2 ball-playing defenders, 1 stopper, 1 defender, with a sweeper keeper, of course. It is an attacking mentality and in possession. Very standard stuff. A standard attacking with passing into space. Nothing selected here. Average, more direct, slightly more direct, and a normal higher tempo. Running at the defence, working the ball into the box with low crosses. On transition, we have a Gegan press in play, distributing the ball quickly to the fullbacks with a short kick. Out of possession though, no offside trap, thank God. Standard line of defence with a higher line of engagement, so there is a huge gap, but I don't notice it makes that much of a difference whilst defending. Use your tighter marking, preventing the short goalkeeper distribution, and staying on your feet. Now this, take note of this, staying on your feet, because, spoiler alert for the rest of the video, I've tested this tactic 3 times, and I'm going to show you all 3 times. Staying on your feet, all 3 times, they have the least amount of fouls created in the league, and I will show you that. This is basically the tactic. By the way, how good is this regen that I've bought? Snook is a Patreon member of mine, and the face pack. How good is that by Chilled Moose? Very good in stuff indeed, but I digress. Anyway, let's see how this tactic gets on with my Strasbourg side in 2021 at the end of the season. So here we are then, the end of the 2022 season, the 25th of May, and look how well we did with this tactic. We finished in 2nd place, 9 points behind PSG. And we all know, I mean, PSG on mine, they've signed like Harry Kane and stuff. They are really tearing the league apart. But look how well we have done. In the goals tally, we have Sebastian Esposito, obviously named after another Patreon member here. with the most goals scored in the league with 23. Troy Parrott with 21. Ryan Cherky with 15 assists. The 18-year-old with 15 assists from that left-hand side wing spot. Player of the match, Troy Parrott, got a few as well. It really looks like they did a phenomenal work this season. How did they do in the Cup? They finished runners-up as well in the Cup, so they really have had an incredible season. Last things to have a look at before we have a look more in detail with two other saves that I have done without me actually buying any players and stuff like that. Goals. We scored the most amount of goals in the league. 99 goals. That's more than Paris Saint-Germain. That is more than PSG. And they have Harry Kane, Mbappe, Neymar. All of them. More goals. We scored from corners as well. The setup for the corners is there too. Best tackling completion, 93%. And if you total that with the most fouls made, if we go more into detail, we finish bottom of that with over 60 tackles less, fouls less than PSG. PSG finished on 265 fouls made, and of course the whole season we only finished with 203. So we had 27 yellow cards, not one red card, 0. Love that. We also finished with the most cross completion rate. And I know a lot of people don't really care about the cross completion rate because it doesn't necessarily always mean it leads to goals. However, on this tactic, it might do. Low crosses from that wing play. So, never know. That could be an ultimate factor in scoring more goals. And so we find ourselves at Southampton for the second test that we are going to do here. And, well, to be fair, Southampton, quite a good side, I think, for this tactic tester. In the league standings, if we have a look at the Premier League, the season preview for them is to finish 12. So quite low down in the league. This is a quick pick of the best 11 that they think will happen. I'll just show you that. So as an example, that is the best 11 that they think, without any restrictions, with all the holidays and suspensions and all that. That's what the AI would consider as the best 11. So when I holiday it, that's what they think they will play. So quite interesting. James Ward-Prowse, I think, is going to be vital in this role. The two strikers, very vital in this role. Let's see how it gets on. So here we have it then. Southampton actually finished in 7th place with 61 points. I actually think that's very good. Only the top 6 finished above them. So they finished above the likes of Wolves, Bournemouth, who are always up there in tactic test there for just doing remarkable things in the season. They beat them. They beat Wolves. The only ones was the top 6. So let's have a dive more into this, into the stats. As you can see, most goals, 4th. Now, for a team like Southampton, you wouldn't necessarily think that goals would be up there. Best tackling completion, Southampton. Most fouls made, I bet you bottom dollar, Southampton are bottom. 20 less tackles or fouls made than Liverpool. Again, 0 red cards. That is 2 out of 2 for least fouls made with 0 red cards out of the 2 tests that we have done so far. Squad-wise, if we have a look at the goals tally, then Danny Ings seemed to score quite a lot of goals, 14 this season. And on the assist-wise, Che Adams also got 10 and Nathan Redmond with 9. The assist-wise, James Ward-Prowse, 20 assists. 20. That was 20 in the Premier League. He has done phenomenal stuff from that right-hand side. So if we have a look at tactics, as you can see, he played 39 games this season in this role on the right-hand side as a winger on attack. So his crossing, which, if we have a look at him, he has 18 crossing. He's done phenomenally well. And now the coach actually rates him at 4.5 star to 5.5 star potential and a value of £33 million. That's high for James Ward-Prowse, let me tell you that. He's a good player. He's not valued that much at the start of the game on Football Manager. Average rating, though, really gives away how good this tactic is because, you know, I always show this on the average rating. Look how many people are above a 7. I think that's really successful. Pretty much a full side and a couple of substitutes there, really filling out this squad. But finally, I have tested this tactic with one more side just to prove to you that it is really, really good. Let's have a look who that side is. This side is Levante, and if we have a look at Levante and see what the season prediction is for them, is a 13th place finish quite low down. But with this tactic, this is the side that the assistant reckons is the best 11 for this role. Not necessarily thinking that it will suit it. I just picked a random side in La Liga because it's a league I haven't used yet for Tactic Tester to see really what it can do with this team. So with the prediction to be finishing in the bottom half of the league, let's see if we can get the same result through Levante. Here we are then, it is the end of the season, 25th of May 2020, and Levante have finished 6th in the Europa League positions. You can't say that this isn't successful. Only the bigger sides in Spain who have much better players have finished above them. So if you're using this tactic, even with like players who are not as good as the rest of the teams around you, you're still doing really well. Only 10 losses in the season, so I really consider that to be quite successful for a team like Levante in a league where they're around about 15th, 16th every season. It's fairly good. Let's have a look at the squad then. How many goals have people scored? Sergio Leon with 23 goals this season. He is a good player. He's an aging player. He scored 18 goals in La Liga already. Assist-wise, Nemanja Radoja, the DM role, gets 8 assists, but it does look like it has been spread out, so it hasn't been just one player like it was in Southampton across the board this time. But average rating, there you go again. That's a good 15 players there who have a high average rating of above 7 across the whole season for Levante. But let's go more into the team and have a look at the stats. First things first, goals. Again, they are 4th total goals in the league. In a league where Barcelona and Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid obviously dominate because they have the better teams, Levante have scored the most goals after that. Again, the best tackling completion rate is Levante. 90% of their tackles that they made ended up with them being completed and winning the ball. That's really good. Fouls made then, of course, there they are again. At the bottom, only Real Betis come anywhere close to them with just 9 more fouls. But Levante sit bottom, and there we have it again. 0 red cards. You can't actually see it because my head's in the way. But it does say 0 red cards throughout the whole season. I've just realised that my head's going to be in the way every time I say that. But they have only made 245 fouls throughout a 38-game season, which, when you're against teams like Barcelona and they have tricky players like Lionel Messi, that's fairly good. That's fairly good. No red cards whatsoever throughout the whole season. And so personally, I actually think this is probably the best tactic that we have tested so far on Football Manager FM Scout Tactic Tester. I wonder whether you agree as well. Let me know if you're using this tactic since it has been up on the FM Scout website. If you want to use it, which I suggest you try it, at least. Maybe do a tactic tester yourself. Stop your game, whatever you're using, save it in a separate file, import this tactic onto your save game, holiday it through to the end of the season. See what effect it has. See what effect this tactic could have on your side, whether you're training players in the position as well, because they do pick up the positions quite well. I've noticed on my Youth to Go series, someone like Sebastiano Esposito could not play a false 9 position. I trained him in it, and within 3 or 4 games, he was fine. He was like these guys, almost a full bar at competent, doing a false 9, and now he's doing well, and as you can see, was a top goal scorer of Ligue 1. Across instead of Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe. So it can be done. Try out this tactic yourself. The link will be down in the description, or if you head on over to the FM Scout website, you will find it there. It is called the 4-2-2-2 DM, the Phenom Dead Man Walking. You can find it there on the FM Scout website. But of course, if you wish for me to test your tactic, let me know down in the comments what your tactic is called and if it is up on the FM Scout website yet. There is a few that I do want to try on there, but if you do suggest it, yours could be next. My name is Omega Luke, and of course, if you haven't checked out the new Director of Football experiment, then I really encourage you to do so here on the FM Scout channel, a new series where I simply give all of the reins to a perfect FM Scout Director of Football at Eintracht Frankfurt. I am not allowed to make any signings whatsoever. He will make every signing for me, Episode 1 was a banger. Thank you everyone who has already supported that video and left down in the comments that you want to see more. It really does mean a lot to see all of those comments, and it definitely will make a difference because the views have already been great on it. So you will be seeing a lot more of the Director of Football experiment. So make sure if you haven't seen it, you're not missing out. Make sure you go straight over and watch that video. So last but not least, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you do. The link to my channel, if that Youth to Gold series looked quite tasty, looked quite enjoyable with those new regens that you've seen in the very first part of this video, then of course the link to my channel is also down there as well. That is a live stream series, and I have other stuff as well on the channel. My name is Omega Luke. I'll see you on the next one for Tactic Tester. Bye bye.